Good afternoon. This is Steve with Born Again Torinos, and I wanted to show you the final um, video, possibly the last video on this car. It's all done. All the trim is on. The owner, who lives in California, has scheduled a pickup for the car. Um, I didn't. He didn't send me the bolts for the bumper skins to go on, so I didn't put those on. So he'll put those on when he gets them home. But I did sell him some extra parts because his his pot metal chromed taillight bezels were heavily pitted, and the lenses were faded. I don't know if it's because it's Southern California, but they were faded and crazed. So this is a set I had that they were, they're not perfect and they're not bad. They're just good. They're good driver quality. And so I painted all the trim that goes in them, and it looks really sharp. Gosh, it's just all the trim and everything just dress it up so nice. And it's freezing out, and I don't have the water on, so I can't wash it. So it's covered with fingerprints. It always gets really dirty when I'm putting all the trim and chrome on, so it's covered with fingerprints, and there's some dust. But it's just so late in the season, I just can't wash it. But here is, this is the wheel lip molding that he had repaired. So they're nearly perfect. Really nice. And then it's got his original rocker trim on it. There were some dings in that I had to tap out, and some curled edges I had to uncurl so that it would catch on the clips. But you can see the pot metal here, how it's just, the chrome is just shot on it. So that's not difficult for him to replace. So he can find a nice set off a Thunderbird, a Cougar, a Montego, a Ranchero, LTD2, a Torino Elite. Those will all be the same. His mirror is really poor. It's very pitted. If I had another passenger remote, I would have sold it to him, but I didn't have any more. But I did have a driver's side, and his was bad. But now it's fingerprinted, but it's only got a couple flaws in it. But it's in really nice shape. Other than that, the chrome's good, so it's much nicer. And this, I had to add the mirror because it did not have a mirror on the passenger side or a hole. But here's the emblems. And this wheel lip molding he's buying from me because he didn't have the driver front. And he's going to have it repaired. It's got dings in it. But it's, again, a really good driver quality until he gets it fixed. At least it's not missing something. So I think it's got all of its trim. He sent up a grill, which I swapped out, and I didn't have it. I've been selling my parts, so I didn't have any more grill emblems. So this is his emblem, and I put it on the grill he sent up. But it's got a ding here, and here, and some of the plastic is cracked, but that's nearly impossible to see. And he didn't send up the chrome headlight buckets either, so those aren't on. I also donated this chrome cap for this because it bugged me that it wasn't there. But window trim's on. It is pretty much complete. Let's see if we can get a good shot of it. Oh, and the side marker lights, which I had to repair because of broken studs on the plastic, which 9 times out of 10 when you're taking it off, they're so brittle. And the little plastic stud, they're held on with speed nuts. They're really tight, and they just twist the stud off. So I repaired one, The other one only has one stud. And I upgraded a couple of the Ford letters on the front and back that were a little bit too pitted. There's that. Oh, and on the hood, I did my best for 3 days to try and get it flat and level and straight. And I'd have it on straight, and I think I mentioned this in another video, he's going to have to work on the latch and aug out those holes and move it over 1/16 of an inch to the passenger side, and it should line up fine. But even in the photos he sent me a year ago, this was up like this. And so I tried everything to get it down. I could not get it down. I've got the front metal sight shield that's painted, wrapped up, so it's protected, because he needs to put that on the bumper when he puts it on. That goes to the bumper, the bolts to the bumper, and then goes on. But that's it. I don't think there's another video coming, unless it's a waving bye-bye as it gets loaded onto the truck. But I'm really happy with how it came out. I think the stripe is awesome. Just awesome. What a cool design. And again, he opted for the Season 1 Hero car with the stripe that rises up off the body line. Instead of being here, it's 2 inches higher. So it's a gradual swing upward. And there's the optical illusion on the stripe, where it's vertical here, comes to a point here, and it's concave there. I think that's what messes up most guys doing the stripe. If I didn't have the original photos and measurements from the Hero car, I tried to get it really close, and for years before I had the actual measurements and photos, but this is dead on. You're not getting closer than this to the TV show, depending on the car in the show. There it is. Alright, that's it. Thanks for tagging along. And I do have a couple people who are inquiring about doing one for them next year. I don't know what next year holds. Also, Tony, who did Torino, had me do Torino number, I think it was 44, has a really cool old station wagon that he'd like me to paint. So we're thinking on that too. So here it is. We'll see what happens next year. And thanks for tuning in. This has been Steve with Born Again Torinos, and good night.